What's up, nerds? Welcome to another edition of Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate Podcast Edition. Today we're actually coming to you from some retirement home in New York City. Visit Aunt May. I think I'm just going to check in because I am exhausted nowadays.
I don't know, man.
Getting so old.
I feel like Stanley feels as young as I look.
Invigorated.
What does he say? Excelsior?
Excelsior. Actually, did you hear? I just heard this today, actually, on the way over. I don't remember. I think it was
Documentary?
Fox Studios has the rights to Stanley's life.
Yeah.
And they want to make an adventure movie out of it. Not like a biopic.
It fits him.
It totally.
It fits him.
So I was like, dude, they were talking about it and how cool it would be. How it's exactly. It fits him and how perfect it would be.
It's how he would want his biopic to be. You know what I mean?
How like he would go on these like world type adventures, and run into characters that would kind of lead him to like.
Oh, this
be
is
the
Spider-Man.
The idea of exactly, yeah, that was exactly one of the examples.
Amazing.
Like,
I would have watched the hell out of that.
That would be so awesome, and that's totally like you said.
It's
it fits
him.
him. That's the Stanley.
He would, like, if he died, he would at his deathbed. Even now, he'd probably be like, "I approve of this message."
I'm sure he's like already working on it
I'm
already.
Stan Lee, and I approve this message.
But that'd be super cool. Like you just hearing that on the way over is like that got me excited. It's like I would totally go see that.
Oh, definitely, man.
That would be one of the best Marvel movies ever made.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. So what you been up to, man?
Nothing, just work, baby, and hustling for a job, man.
Welcome a new addition to the Nerdy Syndicate family. You just had a baby the other night.
Baby Remy.
Remy.
Yeah.
Remy LeBeau. Is that his middle name? LeBeau?
LeBeau. For those of you who catch this, is Gambit, and my daughter is Jubilee, since they always had that big brother, little sister thing, so we went with that.
That's cool. I like that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I still haven't met him yet, so hopefully get some time to stop by when they come home.
Yeah, I think, honestly, by next week, like Tuesday or something like that, he should be coming back.
Cool. Yeah, once again, we're getting kicked out of our studio here because this is Remy's room now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably our last day filming here, huh?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe not, because like wife isn't 100%, so we'll see. But we should be kissing this place goodbye for a little bit.
100% just like naturally from the birth, or just
her strength and stuff like that, because she still has all grown up stuff like stitches on her.
Okay, so just the natural.
Just yep
stuff. Well, cool. Hope she recovers quick and
thank you, bud.
Home. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So let's start off with what we saw first today, which you sent me.
Yeah.
I want to go with that first. The bat suit, armored bat suit.
Every break, because I had a long day at school, so like every break we get, I'm on my phone, boom, checking out news, what's going on, anything break, and I got that tweet that Zack Snyder sent out. It's last week filming with the new bat suit was the caption on it.
And I looked at it. I turned the brightness up to 150% so I can look at this.
Because it's super dark.
It essentially just looks like Kevlar on top of the suit, kind of deal, like metal plates.
It first reminded me because it's called the tactical bat suit.
Yeah, it looks like the video game.
It reminds me a lot of the video game, and for some reason, just the shape of it, and I guess it's because of the angle and the lighting. It reminded me of the Noel Batman suit.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
That. It looks like he has goggles on too, and a lot of what we've been hearing rumors about Justice League. There's this thing called the Flying Fox, which is kind of like not a bat wing, but more of a bigger flying thing too.
Like glider?
No, more of a jet type of thing. More what is the Avengers the Quinjet?
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like the DC Universe's Quinjet. That's gonna.
So it's not gonna be Wonder Woman's invisible jet?
No, she's not gonna have it. As far as what we've heard, although it could be in the movie, but we just
haven't heard anything like that.
Haven't. She doesn't mention it.
It's probably there the whole time. We just can't see it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just not mentioned. But yeah, that picture blew me away. It's like, whoa, it's like another freaking Batman outfit. Because this is awesome. Because Batman has different outfits, and to see that in the movie universe now, like the way he had that Nightmare Batman in BVS, it was like just a different outfit, and then he had the mech suit. And it's like, yeah, this is Batman.
So really, it's showing his arsenal.
Yeah,
essentially.
So I'm excited. That's so cool. Can't wait to see that in action.
So more nerding out for this Okay.
Yeah, totally. I'm freaking bat freak. Love every bit of news that's coming out with this.
You also showed me something I just watched a couple of minutes ago, and it was Ryan Potter did a little self promo, trying to build himself up to play Tim Drake. And,
Yeah.
and he did a pretty cool, well choreographed fight scene showing that he could, fight as Tim Drake. He used the bow staff, lost it, and pretty cool fight sequence. And
Parkour and
you correct.
fighting, yeah.
And then he did the whole comment. Do you need a, what do you say? Something?
Yeah, Ryan Potter. He's I think what I know him from is that he was one of the voice actors from Big Hero 6. He made this little action footage reel kind of audition tape for Ben Affleck. Like does a little fight sequence at the end. He says, he's like, hey, like Robin said, Batman, or like Tim says, Batman needs a Robin. That was for you, Affleck, or Ben, or something like that.
Yeah,
so it's kind of his audition reel for that. So that's really cool. Kind of putting himself out there, like
hey,
somebody like excited to be in this and want to try out for it. And I mean, we kind of need a Robin in the universe. As big as this universe is, we've already have a mention of a dead Robin.
Right.
So I totally want
we haven't had a Robin since
Christopher.
We shall not speak of the old Robin,
Chris O'Donnell, back in the days. But we have that mention of a dead Jason Todd. So there has to be a Nightwing out there in this world. And just recently, too, I've been seeing, again, more rumors about stuff like this. Why am I blanking on his name?
I don't know. What do you think about someone who did something?
I met him.
You met him?
He's Glenn from The Walking Dead.
What about him? Just call him Glenn from The Walking Dead.
No. I have to find out.
Glenn from The Walking Dead. People can Google that up.
Stephen Yeun.
There he
mentioned
goes.
Stephen Yeun. As far as like all these rumors for possible negotiations for Nightwing. I'm a fan of his. I like him from what he does on The Walking Dead.
So he's gonna be crying Maggie the whole time. Maggie.
It's a different character.
Maggie.
Since they're killing him off on The Walking Dead, he's got to need a new job, So why not?
Almost dying every other episode, like the biggest cock tease ever. Like, hey, will he die today? Will today be the day?
That's why I think
that he dies.
Speaking of Walking Dead, kind of talkish, it's coming up next month. I'm still kind of thinking it might be Daryl.
I think it's gonna be
because they blew their all their chances with like Glenn dying so many times.
Yeah, it can't be Glenn because now if they do it, it'll be like, oh, all right, I guess.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Nobody will care too much. It's like, oh, whatever. I thought he was dead for 3 weeks
gonna
at
be
one
Maggie.
point. And no, if it's Maggie, I riot.
Maggie and that baby.
My wife.
Maggie and the baby, the unborn baby.
But anyways, yes, talking Stephen Yeun for possible negotiations or talks about possibly Nightwing.
Or it's gonna be that ginger dude. I forgot his name.
Abraham.
Yeah.
Getting taken out by Negan. I'm excited for that to come back though. Next month, October. Sticking with DC news, I saw again. Also, I read
what's up
that I guess the Harley movie is for sure happening. That Margot Robbie has signed on to produce a solo Harley movie.
So, lots of questions then.
I really hope what
is
they
this
do.
a Joker flick as well?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping she brings back Jared Leto for a full length story, including him. And I hope what they do is all that stuff that was cut out from Suicide Squad. I hope they use that into whatever story, whatever it is, like using it as flashbacks still, or maybe taking off from there. Like the whole origin of Mad Love.
Right.
So that'd be really awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So that was exciting because I read that today. It's like, yes. Because that's been in talk for a little bit because Margot fell in love with the character Harley and talked about wanting to have her own standalone movie with possibly Birds of Prey and including an Ivy or a Catwoman or something.
Yeah. She's an iconic character and she's making it her own,
But yeah, I guess it's official. And being, I guess I think most of her movies have been with Warner Brothers. She was in Wolf of Wall Street, Focus, the Tarzan, Legend of Tarzan movie, and the Suicide Squad, all within Warner Brothers. So yeah, I could see them totally like, yeah, go for it,
No,
Greenlight,
there you go.
produce it.
I'm,
Do what you wanna
I'm
do
all
with it.
for that, man.
That's exciting.
Also, Constantine DVD. I saw that they were gonna have finally a release date.
Finally, for the TV show that came out maybe a year or two ago or so,
Mhm.
that lasted
Just a season.
almost a season and got canceled. I saw the show and I really liked it. I thought they did a good job with it.
I mean,
and
for them to push the DVD out, it makes me think they still have hope for the show,
this is more of a fan thing too,
right?
because it was more of the fan base that kind of wanted this show to come
Mhm.
back, but NBC was like, no, it's not making us money or whatever.
Bring it to Netflix.
CW actually has it online on their CW network.
Why don't they work something out with Netflix?
I don't know. I don't know
That'd
what
be
the deal
amazing.
is, or like where it's at, or who's holding on to the rights. But I know Warner Archive actually just, put the DVDs together. It's all based on the fan demand for it.
Yeah,
So that's one DVD that I'm gonna
Definitely
totally
gonna
pick
get.
up because I really ended up liking the show, and I hope they have bonus and behind the
Mhm.
scenes stuff too because I love the behind the
Oh,
scenes. So that's another exciting news. If you never got to watch the show,
no, I want to because like I said, I've read the whole collection of
yeah,
Hellblazer.
you especially reading the whole
Mhm.
thing, you know this character
Mhm.
pretty well, and I actually became a fan of this character because of the TV show.
Yeah,
And you just keep telling me to read the comic, which is much better.
which is crazy gruesome, very adult oriented.
But yeah, I'd recommend you just check it out. It's
Mhm.
it's a cool show for having the character.
What you got next?
Let's see. You want to stick with the DC news? What else we got?
Yeah.
The big news from last week. We talked about the video of Deathstroke
Yeah,
that was
so
released.
that's right. We were talking about Deathstroke, and we saw that. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Who
They
could it be?"
released this video
You were talking about,
on set, and we talked about, it was rumored about Joe Manganiello being him.
or the guy from what is that movie? Avatar.
Stephen Lang, who's
Yeah.
again just
Possible
in,
Cable
in,
as well.
Yeah,
And we're
in
like, "Oh, I can see that.
Don't Breathe, which you
Mhm.
still haven't got a chance to see, which I recommend you got to go see.
And we found out a couple days ago.
And then for sure, like a day or two after we talked about it,
Magic
last episode,
Mike strikes
boom,
again.
official. He even tweeted it out, and it's like all over the news reporting like, Joe Manganiello, is
Obligatory
Deathstroke.
shirt getting ripped and him showing his abs off.
All the memes of Magic Mike and Batman and stuff.
Sofia Vergara is gonna
that's-
be a lucky lady now.
That's cool. I'm down with him playing it. That's really cool.
And he's a very athletic guy. It's not like he's just built to be built. You've seen how he worked and everything, so that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I bought his workout
I still
book,
have it. I gotta
which you
find
still
it
have, and
somewhere here.
because we're on radio, you can't really see us, but it chiseled us out, and
Mhm.
from head to toe, it changed our lives.
Under this layer of fat, I have a six pack.
I have an 8-pack.
Ooh.
A couple more sit-ups, man.
So
You
that's
get
cool,
there.
man. I'm excited about that. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
it's really
give
cool.
it a chance. I'm not gonna bash on it.
I'm not
So-
hearing too much of a positive. Well,
What?
I'm hearing a lot of people
Negative.
like, oh, he should have been, because he, I guess, originated from Teen Titans.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, they should have had him because he's not one of Batman's main villains. To have him as the main villain in a Batman movie, I can understand that, but this guy can go toe to toe with Batman.
Yeah, and
He's
that-
taken out the Justice League, as
Yeah.
I just read in that Identity Crisis.
Yeah.
He's
So-
taken out half the Justice League alone.
That's the gripe. Then that's just shush. If you're gonna do that, then complain that Momoa is Arthur.
He's not short-haired, blonde, white dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, then might as well complain about everything.
Which they kind of do anyways.
Yeah. So whatever.
Mm.
No more thought on that.
But exciting Deathstroke and more just, I'm just geeking out over this
Yeah.
Justice League DC news.
That's pretty cool, man.
It's insane.
Now, this is very key. You hear about Alan Moore pretty much at the end of his just end of his run with comic books.
I've heard something about this. Didn't read too much into it.
Yeah, he pretty much said it. He was getting interviewed after his 1,000-page novel he came out with. I think it was called Jerusalem
Uh-huh.
or something like that. He pretty much just said that he has about, he was just saying it, but about 250 pages left of comic book left in him. And the reason he said that is I've given it my all, and I'm going to reach a point where my art will suffer because I've just got nothing else.
He's been around since the 70s?
Yeah. So he's
Or
been
before?
and
Early
it is-
70s?
Yeah.
And
you,
he's
you
written,
take a look at this guy, you're like, oh, the road hasn't been kind to him. But
but
he
he,
looks weathered.
But me being a newbie in this
Mhm.
comic world, I know that name to be a legendary name
Right.
with so many different characters
Mhm.
across the board, Marvel, DC, and any other
Right.
any
And
other
wonderful stories. He
titles.
has creative stories. So it sucks, that it's gonna come to an end for him.
I can understand. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably take a break and he'll,
And that's what he's doing right
He-
now. He is taking a break. He's taking a break from comic books. But he just said it. Don't get your hopes up that he's gonna, start hitting, the books and start writing stuff down. There's only a set number of stuff left.
in due
him.
time he'll finish his run, go on vacation, live his life, and then I'm sure it's something will spark an idea, and I'm sure he'll come back with something. But even if he doesn't, he's left a legendary
Yeah.
catalog of stuff with many different characters.
Mhm.
I still have those two Swamp Things that I still need to read from his.
All right, right.
Those stories about like Swamp Thing going to hell to saving his wife and stuff.
Oh yeah,
heard
Swamp
of it.
Thing, Constantine, a lot of things, man.
But
So-
I thought that was funny though, just how he says I have 250 pages left, like specifically. That'd
Yeah,
be funny, like if
it's-
he just came to
Yeah.
250 and like that's still not the end of that story. It's like, oh, I said 250, I'm done.
Yep. But you didn't. I said I'm done. Have a
Done
good
at
day.
250. As opposed to like, give me another year and I'm done.
Kind of like Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
one more movie and
Finish-
I'm retired.
Or finish that comic book.
And he's-
Yo. Finish it.
I don't know. I haven't heard a single thing about it
Neither
since
have I.
3 years ago.
It's annoying me. It's like. Anyway, so that's cool, and that sucks at the same time. Also, Jessica Jones won an Emmy
I saw that.
for its music.
Just the opening titles.
Yeah, which is
That was it.
which is fine though. It's the first time Marvel Cinematic Television World has won any kind of Emmy, and it just it helps it more than anything.
No, I'm not sure about how much, but just maybe to the common people, like, oh wow, a Marvel show won an Emmy.
Well, that's the
but
thing.
they don't
about
know
it.
specifically
exactly,
what for.
because
But
there's,
if you research
there's people
it,
about
it's
music, just like me and you like soundtracks. Someone is like, ooh, Jessica Jones has a good intro. Let me check this out.
just
And-
that little noir jazzy.
Mhm.
That's like one of the albums. Like I have the Daredevil soundtracks.
Mhm.
I have that soundtrack on a little playlist that I just kind of throw
Right.
on for like background music, and like when
Mhm.
I'm reading or when I'm studying. So
Mhm.
I love listening to.
I went on
orchestral
a
scores.
Nolan binge the other day. Just listening to what his amazing movie soundtracks with
With,
Hans and
Hans Zimmer
you know.
and James Newton Howard.
mhm. And then I started listening to what is it, Junkie XL and all that.
It's funny you mentioned when we start talking about the music, but like one of our topics that we're going to talk about is I found this channel on YouTube
Right.
called Every Frame a Painting.
Correct.
The reason I found this channel is because this video just popped up like
Went
in
viral.
my newsfeed about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Why is it that their music or their scores aren't like memorable, like something like a Star Wars or
Right.
Indiana
And
Jones?
I like the way they started
or-
off the whole show too, though. That YouTube, where they were giving people questions. What's the theme song, or say it, or hum a theme song for Star Wars?
Yeah.
And people were doing it.
Yeah, you guys, it's worth checking out. Go look up this
Mhm.
Every Frame a Painting is the name of the
and they do
YouTube channel.
various movies.
Yes, his latest video was about this video, the music, and yeah, like you're saying, sing me like anything from Star Wars, or sing me
Mhm.
anything from Harry Potter or the James Bond theme, and people just like that, just hum
Right.
it, whistle it, like know it, and then they ask him like, sing me anything from a Marvel movie, and
Mhm.
like nobody can come up with a thing. The only thing I could think of was the Avengers theme, because like that was kind of iconic, and I remember from the trailer the whole when we first see the
Right.
Avengers team up in that little 360 kind of panning, and with that music playing, it's like, oh, that's the Avengers theme. It's like that's the only thing I can think of, but it takes me a while to kind of like
You have to piece it together.
kind of remember. It's like,
No.
what is that thing?
It's
Oh,
not catchy.
okay,
It's
yeah.
not catchy
It's
on its
not
own.
as memorable as something like a Star Wars.
Because
or,
like I will always remember the Phantom Menace, the battle scene, when they're all
the Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
That is like probably the only song anybody can have from the prequels,
Be-
as opposed to
you hear it
original Star Wars.
once and you're like, oh god, this is amazing, because it invokes such a feeling. Like, oh
Yeah.
god,
That is like the best song to come. That's the best thing to come
it
out.
just
of the
draws
prequels.
you in, and it's crazy because he starts talking about it and you start thinking about it. It's like, oh yeah, he's 100% correct. But you know why they're doing this though, because it's all about mass appeal. And they said
Yeah, the way he explains in this video, like I like this guy's point of view.
mm-hmm.
That
Because
like,
he says he understands why they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, they should. No, he understands exactly why they're doing it. However, it could be better if they do this.
yeah, they can do something more memorable, like the scene that he played with the Thor. That scene where his friends come, like how in the original movie, it's like this little light-hearted, campy little
Barely hear
fun
it.
song.
Kind of barely hear it on the background.
But then how he explains it is like, if you think about it, Thor got banished to Earth, and his friends leave Asgard
Yeah.
to come, help him and stuff. Like, wouldn't it evoke more emotion if you heard something that kind of made you think about that?
Right.
And like he played this with like some sort of temp track or a different track that
Mhm.
from the original movies. Like, yeah, that's different if you think about it that way. Which, in going into more of his videos, I like the way this guy thinks about movies, and I've never
Right.
thought about movies this way. As far as stuff like Kurosawa movies,
Mhm.
I've heard that name, and I've heard him being cited as an influence for so many other people. But watching this video about those movies, like how he talked about movement, how just movement was purposeful in all these
Right.
films, and like the Buster Keaton stuff,
Mhm.
and the Jackie Chan and Robin Williams, and this is fascinating videos. I love this channel. Like, I
Yeah,
just
'cause
binged all the videos.
We forget that sound can invoke an emotion as well.
I've always felt that as long as I've been watching movies, like stuff that I can
And
remember
it's
from.
something, and it's something that it just happens. It's not like you're thinking about it.
Yeah,
like,
it's not purposely you're paying attention to
Yes,
it.
exactly.
It sinks in like subliminally, kind of.
And then by the time you realize, it's like, damn it, this song draw me in.
I mean, going back to when you were a kid, thinking about again, going back to the Star Wars. When you first saw Star Wars, you remember those movies or the Indiana Jones theme,
Right.
or something like the Back to the Futures and stuff like that you grew up with.
All right.
It just evokes so many memories and.
Yep, like The Mask. Hey, Pachuco.
That was the Jim Carrey mask.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that. Hey,
Pachuco.
I definitely recommend you guys go check out this YouTube channel. Check out all the videos. Even something as simple. There's this one video about Snowpiercer. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, of course. I actually made my wife watch it, and she
It was a
ended
really
up enjoying it.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
But the way he broke down this movie about just the direction of left and right. The simple direction about storytelling in this movie is as simple as left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Because spoilers, if you haven't seen this movie, this all takes place on a train,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of a kind of story about classes, middle class, lower class, upper class
Yep.
type kind of story. And he starts out at the end of the train, which is the lower class.
Which is the
And
far left side.
As far as the filming of it, the direction that he's looking in right is going towards the front of the train.
Correct.
And left is the back of
Correct.
the train. So every decision he makes to have to either go back and help somebody or continue forward is just that simple, looking left or looking right, as opposed to
Which is purposeful to make it seem like it's unidirectional.
yeah, because how he framed it with other movies, like examples of other movies, it's very just what do they call it? Where you expositional, where you have the characters telling, "Oh, you have this consequence, or you have this consequence," and
Right.
and it's if you don't do it this way, this is gonna happen. But if you do it this way, this is gonna happen.
Right,
But
right.
it's just simple enough as in this movie is like, it's the left or right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just fascinating to like see a different viewpoint or a different spectrum of just movie making itself
Right,
and
and-
storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I love this channel.
It's a great
Like,
channel.
I can't wait to see more of his videos. And it actually, because of the origin of this whole
Right.
topic, was the music.
Mm-hmm. Jessica Jones. Huh?
I'd kind of like to spend more time on a podcast
Mhm.
talking about some of our favorite scores and maybe
mean-
something I don't know that you're familiar with in reverse. Like, that'd be cool.
Okay.
We should research maybe just one, maybe half an episode to like
Avoid
kinda,
Hans Zimmer since he's very easy topic to stick on.
anything Hans Zimmer. Listen to it. It's amazing.
Because have you ever seen any documentaries on how he's worked and like the whole how Interstellar thing came to be?
Not the Interstellar, but I've seen just like the Dark Knight stuff, the Batman Begins.
Like for
and,
Interstellar, Christopher Nolan gave Hans Zimmer a 1-page, almost like a summary to what the movie was about, but he didn't give any real detail. to what was going on, how it was going to be, how everything was involved. It was just one page, and he wanted him to invoke true feeling from that one page. And and in the page, it said that it was the father and a son. So when he made that, that famous
The
song,
father daughter.
no, he had made it purposely father and son on the paper. So he invoked a stronger feeling, and that once he showed to Chris Nolan what he had, and Chris Nolan was like, "This is perfect." He told him what the true story is about. Is like it's actually about a father and his daughter.
Uh-huh.
So not once was it a soft. It was all, it was, heavy lows to invoke strong emotion, and you think daughter's gonna be a soft tone. So he did it purposely to see what he would come up with, and he enjoyed it. And he used that small sample that he came up with. He said he was hearing it over and over again when finishing up writing the script for it.
Uh-huh.
And then when he was done, when he finally decided to use Hans' music score and everything, they went to an old church where some guy was using organ, like those old school organ, and it was just
Pipe organs.
yeah, and they were just like honestly just on the spot, just changing things and suggesting things, and it was amazing. And I really recommend you to watch that.
Where did you watch this? Where'd you see this?
Just Google up Hans Zimmer
YouTube?
Interstellar. Yeah.
Wow, because I have the Blu-ray. I don't remember seeing that on the extras
you
features.
will look like it, and it's insane seeing how it goes from concept to fruition. It's
That's
just
amazing because that's another
And
one of
the
my
organ player,
favorites.
it is crazy how many buttons he's pushing left and right, and just you feel the music. You're like, oh god, I'm in the movie again. But anyways,
And that soundtrack, just to that movie specifically, was amazing. And when you watch this movie in theaters, it felt like a ride. I
Yeah.
remember when I first saw it, like, this feels like a ride just because the power of the music was so loud and the special effects and everything. It felt like it was rattling the theaters.
yeah, I don't know how it was
That
snubbed
was
for
insane.
Oscars, but whatever. Anyways, getting off track. Also, Ghost Rider was revealed.
was really-
His true face.
I saw that, yeah.
You saw that, so it looked pretty cool. I like it. It was pretty intriguing. It was on a character poster showing characters from the
But you
Agents
weren't,
of Shield.
you weren't too... Are you interested in this at all? Because
I'm
haven't
not
seen
the new Ghost Rider. I've read a couple, and it didn't attract me because it's a muscle car driving younger dude.
Isn't it 2 characters that are the Ghost Rider or something like that?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
It could be what like I said, I only read a few, and I just wasn't interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So very well could be. But from what I've seen, the character poster and how the character looks, it looks pretty close, man. Very close.
It looks cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks... This is, again, just still images. Who knows how
Mhm.
it's going to actually look out or play out on the screen,
Mhm.
during the actions and stuff. If it's going to be campy CGI. Because even stuff like Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow has kind of
Yeah.
CGI. It's not,
Top
big-
quality
big
because
budgets,
They
yeah.
can't. I mean, the most of their production budget will go
yeah,
there.
it's not blockbuster,
Mhm.
summer movie type special
Right.
effects.
But anyways, sticking with that, also want to reveal that Civil War is going to get pushed back a little bit further. The comic book
What do you mean?
Civil War
pushback?
2. They're like 8 weeks behind.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So,
Do you know why?
yeah, the illustrator and one of the writers, Marquez, he's in FMLA kind of thing.
Okay.
So wife had a kid, so cool.
Huh.
So fortunately, it's going to extend till the end of the year. The comic will run till December.
Was a certain amount of issues, or
Mhm.
like?
Should be total of 8, I think.
Yeah, they usually like
Mm-hmm.
a regular arc, 7, 8 issues,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But you said they're how many issues behind?
they're weeks.
Oh, 8 weeks
8
behind.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Last I heard, you were on issue 3.
yeah.
And that's the last one you've seen.
Yes.
Okay. And that was the Death of Hulk.
Correct.
Spoilers.
And you know what? I think they already moved on from Hulk.
Okay.
'Cause Bucky, Hawkeye has been, he's been acquitted of all charges for the death of Hulk.
Because he was told to do it, right?
Pretty much, and the world doesn't really view Banner as a hero. He did destroy Manhattan.
I did not know this.
Yeah, so World War.
Oh, was this? Was that part of
Mm-hmm.
the canon of that?
Yeah.
I've heard some of the story of Civil War 2. Kind of Minority Report-ish, right? Or like these future seers.
Yes, very Minority Report. Yes,
So
yes.
these future seers
Yes.
see this event, and that's where the whole
Correct.
divide is between these heroes.
Correct.
This time is like we got to stop it before it happens, and like, well, but nothing's happened. What are you trying to
Right.
stop, kind of thing?
Right. Very,
Okay.
very much so.
Yeah.
That's it. But just wanted to set people out there, and that's it.
Right on.
You got anything else?
Speaking of Civil War, that came out on Blu-ray yesterday.
Yep.
Did you pick up your copy?
I went to the store and didn't even have received their stash yet. I was like, God, you kidding
Let's see. What store did you go to?
me? Target in Fontana.
Sierra and 10?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got mine.
What time?
9:30ish in the
In
morning.
the morning?
Yeah, just before I hit the gym.
It was gone then. They must have cleared rack.
What time did you go? Because they had the big old stand,
Like
four sides filled. And
four-
then they're
4
4 in the afternoon.
4 or 5 in the afternoon. Yeah,
Wow,
because
really?
I went after my interview. Mm-hmm.
They said they sold out or didn't receive it.
I
Because they had it in the morning when I went, when they opened. So
well, I asked the guy.
because I got Civil War and I got
'cause
Conjuring
I
2.
asked the guy and he was like, "Oh, well, if it's not there, we haven't received it." I'm like, all right.
Oh, it's probably one of those guys. It's like,
Shitty
I'm not going to
employee.
make the effort to look.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not there, it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
But I started watching the special features, behind the scenes stuff. Really cool to see all that. To see how Spider-Man was actually there. He wasn't in CG. That whole thing wasn't CG. Tom Holland was on set.
That's awesome.
In the outfit. And with the motion.
Man, people are falling in love with Tom Holland, man.
He's from
Lovable.
from the trailer when he first came out. I'm all, this is just when he popped up on scene. You see him in the pose with the shield, and he says, "Hey everyone." I was like, "That's Spider-Man.
Yep.
That's Peter Parker right there," and it was perfect. And then we see that 15-minute airport sequence, and it's like, yeah, it was perfection. So of course people are gonna fall in love with him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, a perfect Peter Parker, a perfect Spider-Man.
Oh, there you go.
So and just all the rest of the behind the scenes stuff and the whole making of and how it comes together, because they kind of start from like the beginning of
Right.
like Iron Man 1, and they tell his story, and then Captain and tell
Oh,
his
that's cool.
story, and
I gotta get it.
the
I
gag
gotta
reel
get it.
funny, and it's like, yeah, it's really cool. It's fun.
I'll get
It's
it.
fun to watch.
What else you got going on?
Uh,
Played Doom. I saw that.
Doom. I bought Doom because Art keeps raving about it.
Your partner.
Yeah.
He likes it.
See, yeah, he's a gamer too. I don't know if you knew this.
No,
but
I know.
yeah,
He has
he's a
it for
huge
what,
gamer.
Xbox.
He's a PS4.
I mean, so we gotta get it. We could get all in together.
Yeah, he's like raving about it, and I kind of always wanted to get it because
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, cool. It looks like a cool action shooter. So far, it's fun. I played about an hour and a half
Yeah.
into it, and it hasn't really got into like the big monsters that I want
Right.
to see, but so it's getting there. It's like I've had my moments of like getting creeped out because like getting chased by these creepy monsters and stuff.
Yes.
It's cool. I want to pick up the BioShock collection.
Mm-hmm. The remastered.
BioShock is remastered. BioShock 1, one of my favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm. Would you so kindly?
The game that I credit to turning me into a gamer, because I've never experienced something like that, like as
Correct.
far as a story, because that's the first time I really paid attention to a story.
Amazing, all right.
And like the twist that happened, I was like blown away. And then just
Mhm.
the world that was created,
Right.
like the neo, the Art Deco,
Right, right.
and the characters and the creepiness is like, I love everything about it. So that's one game I want to pick up too. So
I need to get both those.
have you played those or BioShocks?
Yeah, the first one.
First one.
That's it.
You still haven't played Infinite.
No.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
Infinite, absolutely amazing.
I did finish though Uncharted 2.
You finally got
Yeah.
to finish it.
I liked it. That was
Wasn't
pretty
it
cool.
awesome?
Started at Uncharted 3, but just played like one chapter.
Those are amazing games, dude.
So far so good.
When you're done with that, I got part 4, man. Get on it.
All right, yeah. You got anything else to add, man? Rundown 2. We didn't get to that.
Oh yeah, this news about Peter Berg, just like talking about some other movie that he's got going on right now. He was asked about like kind of like, oh, would you be interested in doing another Rundown? Because he directed that Rundown
It
with
was
The Rock.
it was a fun movie.
I absolutely
was a
love that.
fun
It's one of
movie.
my favorite action adventure movies, and then like the introduction to the of The Rock
Yeah.
as a big movie star. Fun movie,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool, really awesome. And Peter Berg mentioned like, yeah, like we kind of have the script already for it, and if we get, I kind of want to do it with Kevin Hart and The Rock, but if I can get Jonah Hill, I'll start it tomorrow. So like there's rumors about getting Jonah Hill into this movie
With The Rock. Ooh.
and The Rock, but that'd be cool. I mean, They could bring back Sean William Scott too, Stifler,
Yeah.
because he was in that first one.
Yeah, he was
It
hilarious.
was a fun movie, really cool. I love the action in
Mhm.
it, and I'd love to see a sequel.
What do you got for AHS? Is that American Horror Story?
American Horror Story actually premieres tonight, the night that we're recording this, and as of even right now, the show's probably on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the theme of this year is going to be.
You heard what they've been doing, right?
Just all the marketing stuff, all the videos, and
Do you know what the
Promos?
Yeah. Do you know what's with the promos?
there's no specific like theme to it.
Okay, so they released all those promos because they don't know what they were gonna do.
Is this
They were
for
just
real?
gauging. Those were early concepts that they were gauging response from it, so they use it as a promos to throw you off. Those early stills, those are them just seeing what people liked and maybe work off of that.
I heard about that.
So
I'm
So-
not buying it. I
yeah,
don't- So they have their theme set. They know what they're doing because it's
now,
already
yeah. Now they do, but this is what they were using to like, and see what would invoke from you, like,
because
oh,
there's been
God.
a lot of like
There was UFOs and they showed witches.
yeah, there's a bunch of fan theories about what this is going to be,
And-
like
and-
Oregon Trail type of stuff, or like with monsters in
Yeah.
the woods, and like
So and they purposely did this initially because
That's
first, because
crazy.
early on they were like, what, where do we go from here? We've got multiple directions. What do we do next? So they tried, kind of like, hey, let's try your idea out. We'll try his idea out, and just little promos, and we'll gauge it within the studio and say, hey, what do you think? They do it to the higher ups, and
But
they
what
enjoyed it.
but how are they going to build a story out of anything if they didn't have
No.
any ideas?
No, that was initially. So after they finally set what ideas they're going to run, they're like, let's run this to confuse people, so they'll now never know, and it will intrigue them, and it has, because a lot of people are like, God, what the hell is going on?
Because up to right now, I don't even know what it's about.
And makes you like, I need to see what's going on. So and it's working.
But I was already on board since I watched season 1. It's like I'm
True,
going to watch.
but there's a lot of
every-
people that are like, oh, this last season kind of killed it for
True,
me.
actually, yeah,
And then
you're right.
this and
True,
that.
that one.
But then you like see this, and like, whoa. Wait, okay, so what's 6 going to be about?
They're back to the creepy. It's like, what is this about? We have no idea. It's like,
Exactly.
what are all these weird things? And
Mhm.
so yeah, I'm excited.
Because the
So-
carnival one was cool.
I did like Freak Show.
Was cool.
I liked Freak Show. I was
That
so-
intro
so
was so legit for me though.
Oh, the opening credit intro.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that theme as one of my alarms
Oh,
that like wakes me up at 3 in
Yeah.
the morning.
creepy.
But I was so bummed out when they killed off Twisty.
Oh,
Because I thought he was gonna be a big part of that season, like the main killer or something. But
But the
so
other guy was fucking psycho.
that spoiled brat.
Jesus
he
Christ.
was amazing at being that spoiled brat because you just hated him.
No remorse, no guilt.
You just wanted to see this
Yeah.
character dead. So that guy, like, props to that guy. He did an amazing job.
What'd you got for Ringu and Grudge?
Have you heard about this?
I saw a trailer and it just said Rings. Zzz, with an S.
This is an American movie. There's going to be a third Rings movie that's Rings.
Mhm.
So kind of like modern day now. Like somebody finds a videotape like, oh, what is this? And they watch it. And
Let's
there's
put this in a DVD instead of this VHS.
But this Ringu is from the Japanese horror movie.
Which is
It's gonna
Ringu.
be Ringu versus The Grudge.
That's gonna be a Japanese version.
So it's out like in the Toronto Film Festival out right now. And it's like, it looks like basically if you think about Freddy versus Jason, that's what it is.
So a little
It's-
boy versus a little girl.
It's Samara versus that little creepy blue boy.
Yeah.
So it looks crazy. It looks weird. I don't know if you've seen the trailers.
No, I'll have to check that
Yeah,
out.
it just looks bonkers, crazy Japanese horror.
All right.
And just to finish off, I think it's beginning of the Halloween season. My favorite time of the year.
Yep.
Blair Witch is coming out on Friday.
Cool.
Which I plan to see for sure
Mhm.
this weekend more than once because I've heard good things about it.
Mhm.
And I just love the marketing of what they've done with this movie, how it came out as The Woods.
Mhm.
It was first released trailer for The Woods. It was even screened at film festivals where people found out that this is a Blair Witch movie. But the fact that it was kept quiet until Comic-Con of this year
All right.
still blows my mind. Same way of like how 10 Cloverfield Lane trailer dropped two months before the movie was to release. It's like, how did we not know anything about this?
All right.
And like I've seen interviews with the director and the writer of Blair Witch saying, yeah, from the moment this movie got greenlit, this was Blair Witch the movie, because the studio came to us and said, hey, we got the rights to Blair Witch. You guys want to do anything with it? And they're like, yeah. So they went ahead and did it.
I like the way they're doing it, retouching with the old, the original one.
Yeah, they're kind of skipping over part 2, which I don't even remember because I didn't like. But
Mhm.
how it's somebody found footage of
His sister,
Blair Witch, the 3 characters in the Blair Witch, and uploaded on the internet. And the brother of this character, hey, sees this and wants to go, I guess, find her and
Yeah.
discover what's going on. But just the whole marketing of it, how it was kept so secret until Comic-Con, that
Right.
just like blows my mind how this stuff could still happen.
Oh yeah.
How things could still
Sometimes
be
we
kept
still
a
get
secret.
surprised.
And I love it. That's awesome. And then just being a horror nut, it's like I'm excited for it.
I'm good with this.
Very much, very much.
All right. Got nothing else to add for my part. You?
I'm good. Just trying to get back into the reading comics. I got my stack that's
Girl, I
making
told
me
you.
sad.
I told you. I told
gotta
you.
get to it.
I told you. Well, guys, thank you for listening to another podcast here at NES, Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate.
Thanks again for listening, guys. Thanks for watching our unboxings.
Yeah, it was good. Some are hit and miss, but we get a few with a bunch of views. Thank you for enjoying our horror block one, which was a little bit
Love
of
the
a
horror block.
awesome one. And thank you for watching us when we do Geek Fuel and Arcade Block and Legions of Collectors. But thanks, guys. We always do this just because we enjoy the aspect of talking nerd. And whether it's 1, 0, or 100, we'll continue this until we can't no longer.
'Cause we've been doing this for what? Years since we started working together, just sitting in the ambulance talking for 12 hours about nerdy nonsense.
And decided to put it out there for others to listen and complain about our voices. But either way, thank you guys for listening. For those that do, appreciate it much. That's it. Game
Like,
over.
share, subscribe,
Mm-hmm.
contact us,
Hit us up.
say what's up.
Have a good night, guys.
Later.